Hey y'all, happy Wednesday. It's June the 3rd. Can y'all believe we're in June? Yes, we are. We are. So let's say hello because y'all been waiting. Everybody here. Got Lindaville in the house, Adrian, Cookie Wookie, Lynn. Who else? Let's scroll down. Ava Lee. Ava Lee was first. She said she was waiting in line. All right, let's get over here so I can put my chat up. Boom. There we go. Carol Buckingham. How are things in your neck of the wood, Carol? We have been wrestling over the front seats. Don't y'all. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. Hi, Jackie. Listen, so today listen, it's Mariah's fault, y'all. My whole thought process kinda we're gonna add some things into it without talking about some things that. But it's Mariah's fault. She sent me a video. I watched it, and then it made me think about some things, and then I had to own up to some things. Because y'all know us over here. It's self. We're talking about self. Okay, make sure you put your chat. If you're just coming in, put your chat on live chat. Hit that live chat. Not top chat, live chat, so we can all talk and communicate together. The air conditioning in the house is broke. Thank God I have my air conditioning studio, so there's no discomfort for me. But I had to put in an order to get it. I'm quite sure it just needs some Freon. It's regular, yearly. Every year we have to take care of these things. If we don't take care of these things, then they don't take care of us, right? So I can't be mad. Can't be mad. But that's what's going on. We're gonna do some gel looking, some gel printing, some gel stuff. Got some stuff we're gonna show you. Some stuff. Really don't care where I sit as long as I'm in the room. Blessings. There we go. Hey, Keisha. Linda Ville sent me some beautiful cards, y'all. I meant to put them in a whole little thing because I got to collaborate. I got to organize them into one so that way I can show them to you guys. Hi, Jennifer. Working and lurking. I like working and lurking. I don't think I finished anything different. I did anything different. No. I taught my 9-year-old how to make her cover for her journal. She wants to learn how to sew a journal. So I had to get over here and get myself together to make it happen. Hey, Zal. I don't have coffee today. I had got to get some water. And the desk that I was using turned out so pretty. I didn't, I'm going to cut it up, slice it up, and, maybe do some stuff with it. But that was pretty. So let's move that over. We're going to be doing some gel printing today. That's what I said. But I'm going to talk because um, I just feel like we need to have a conversation a little bit. We need to talk about it. We need to talk about emotional intelligence. That's why I just stuck it on the end. We're going to talk paint, paper, joy, and peace was what I was going to talk about today about the things that makes me happy, right? And so, Mariah sent me a video this morning and just like, So I watched that video and I was just like, I like the video, makes sense. But y'all know I try to look at things from both sides. I'd be like, I look at it from this side and then I look at it from this side and I just be like, well, okay. Because I have learned that I have great emotional intelligence now. I didn't used to. That's where we're going to start. That's where we're going to start. So, little housekeeping. Y'all know I really don't have no housekeeping, but be nice, be smooth with everybody in the chat. But sometimes the heart sees what it wants to see, and that's just that. Hi, Vanessa, y'all. Hope y'all are over in Makers so y'all can see all the beautiful stuff people have been making with my stamps. It's just my heart just gets happy when I think about things. I'm gonna do some paper flipping today before we get on the gel plate, and then we're gonna talk about some things. Emotional intelligence. Put in the chat what you feel or what you think emotional intelligence is. Hi, Michelle. Emotional intelligence, just the word emotional alone in itself is a powerful word. And then when you take intelligence, that makes it go a little bit deeper as well. Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about. Now, I have pinned in the pin down below, since it's not up top anymore. Hi, Julie Parker. I missed you Monday. um I have a link. We're helping another channel grow, and this channel is, it's so interesting that I'm talking about emotional intelligence, but it's a channel that's going to be helping little people grow, like start them out early as thinking like a CEO. So if you guys can go, like all of y'all that's here, we're trying to get it to trying to get, I think it was 20 new subscribers, so that they can get to 100. That's the first goal. um because we're growing over here, and anytime we get somebody that's on a journey that they want to grow, then that's what we want to do. So we're gonna, if you can click on that, I pinned it. Go run over there real quick, subscribe to the channel, hit a thumbs up, so YouTube know it's not a bot, and all y'all go over there at one time, it's not a bot. But she's growing her channel, and she wants to help little people, and I'm saying little people, young people, like children, you know of certain ages in school, learn from a beginning, like a CEO mindset, integrity, different things. And that right there in itself, man, if I had somebody to tell me that instead of instilling, get a job, get a job, get a job, like, why not teach the kids how to become CEOs? Like, give them that mindset so that they can decide if they want to go to college, if they want to go in the military. Like, they have an option, they have choices, you know so let's help Tiffany is the owner, who is going to be putting on these. It's going to be a workshop. It's a lot of stuff, so I'm not going to give all of the stuff. Go over there and check out. You got the website, you got all the things, but let's start with subscribing. And I know a lot of us, we have grandchildren. I think it's a great way, because even me, I talk to my grandchildren about being an entrepreneur. I don't talk to them about going to get a job. I talk to them about being their own boss. Like, you have a lot to offer. You're leaders, you can evolve into being a good person by leading other people. I don't know. A lot of us, we encourage, inspire people to do great things through our art. Same thing. Speaking of inspiration, and I just was the last couple of days, Rhonda, if you know Rhonda, oh, look, hey Rhonda. Rhonda just popped in chat. Griffin Shell, that's Rhonda. I've been over here doing all this gel paste, this molding paste, not gel paste, modeling paste, molding paste, whatever you call it. And I have been just a little, little fool over here. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, been a little fool. Hey, well, oh, Kelsey. Hey, Kelsey. Look, Junk Journal Magic. I love the name, right? So yeah, so that was it. I want to let y'all know. And I'm gonna be talking about that until we get that channel up and it's like pretty much flowing on its own, because I love the idea of helping young minds grow into where they maybe would like to grow. Like, and let them know that it's okay to grow. The other thing, y'all hit that thumbs up so that lets everybody know we're here, we're over here, we're doing our thing. It's Wednesday. We're going to be talking about paint, paper, joy, and peace. And then we're going to slap in a little emotional intelligence. And y'all going to tell me in the chat what y'all think it is. I think I saw somebody say something. Carla says the ability to recognize your feelings and being able to deal with them in a non-destructive way. Boom. Head on. Head on. Head on. Emotional intelligence is take care of yourself and take control of your spirit, your mind. When I think of emotional intelligence, I think of mindfulness. Lynn says, I need to get busy with all the stencils and stamps I have purchased in April and May. Now June products is on the way. June is here, girl. It is here. They are out, out, out. Lynn, you know what? Take them all and put them on the desk. April and May, and put them on the desk and just go for it. But um, I wish I knew about emotional intelligence when I was a young lad. Let me say it like that. You know, because where I am now as an adult, I would have been a better mother if I had emotional intelligence, right? Emotional intelligence is the mindset. When you think about the mindset, hey Eddie, when you think about Eddie, I needed to have hollered at you about something. You know that video Mariah sent me. I just really want to know something about it. We'll scroll back to it later. I can't ask you on live. It's a private conversation. We gotta have a one on one. Um, because it just made me think about something. I'm just like, okay. And I have somebody that's an expert at that. I don't know. You might tell me, girl, I don't know. And I'll be like, okay. But emotional intelligence is it's a skill that changes everything in your life. And if I would have had emotional intelligence way back when I was raising them 7 children, keep in mind, I kind of be wanting to take the first two off because a child raising children, 14 and 16, it was just like, goodness gracious, I barely knew what I needed. And but here it was. But after getting married and having more children, I feel like I would have been a better mother, right? And y'all already know I claim all of my stuff with raising my children. Now, if they're it's left up to them at this day and time what they choose to do with their life. They can't blame me for what they're doing now. Now, if they turned out to be little itches, my girl, then that was on me. Just like, I raised them in very, very combative. It was a lot of stuff. So I own that. Now moving forward, I am happy to see that I'm not in that that box of fighting to get out. You know, like now I'm on 10.5 acres and I'm like, nope, we ain't gotta fight. We ain't gotta have we can go get some pen, some paper, and I'm gonna have my joy and I'm gonna have my peace. And we're not gonna be that way, right? So that's just how that is now. But we're talking about emotional intelligence. And so before you click away, this is going to be some complicated psychology. I brought out a lot of my old books and I walked this thing out because even in school, when I was in school, we didn't talk about it like such. Y'all remember, some of y'all on here might remember Dr. Spock. Remember Dr. Spock? Let's leave that right there because I'm not going in because we're trying to get these books to raise these children. And I did know that I wanted to raise my children in a better environment than I was raised in, as far as I wanted different. I wanted something more. So now we have access to a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff. Sometimes it can be overwhelming, so much stuff. I feel like if I had to raise kids now, I wouldn't know what to do with my own mental because it's so much stuff. You got technology, you got iPad, iPhone, all of the stuff. And then you got gentle parenting. And then you got some parents that still raise their kids the way I was raised with, you better go somewhere and sit down and don't be, in grown folks conversation, that kind of stuff. Does it make it right or wrong? No, it makes it whatever your emotional intelligence was, that's what it was. So that's why I had to hone in on that. And then I had to bring it into art because there is emotional intelligence in art as well. Just want you to know we're gonna have fun, but we gotta I want to lay a foundation. I want to try to lay a foundation because emotional intelligence is not about being perfect. Y'all know, if you know when I'm gonna be perfect, put it in chat. Right? It isn't about never getting upset, okay? Because I know we get upset. And it's not about everything is fine, pretending everything is fine when it isn't. Because we know some of us know right now where we're in life, people are having hard times paying bills, paying rent, driving, getting gas and all of the things. Most of us learn how to react. I was one of those, how to react. Most of us learn how to defend ourselves. I was one of those, right? I was always I got to fight my way out of this corner. But very few of us learn how to understand ourselves. We're not talking about nobody else. You got it, Zal. That's it. We're talking about ourselves. And remember, over here at Create Joy Studio with me, your conversationalist, Karen McCoy, for those that might be new, that's me. We're talking about ourselves. We can only talk about ourselves. Oh, I got something fell in my eye. Hmm. And if we have a conversation based on individual, like this is my art, this isn't your art, this is my art with the technique that I learned from Rhonda, but it's how I interpreted it to use it, right? So once you gather that emotional intelligence about what it is, then you understand, okay, it's my art. I learned a technique from somebody. I give the credit to where I learned it from. So today, that's why I want to have this real conversation. So I'm grabbing my water. If you want to grab your journal, grab a piece of paper, whatever. We're gonna walk these out for a little bit, and then we're gonna talk about emotional intelligence is how it's the ability to understand one, your feelings, two, how to manage your feelings, three, understand the feelings of others. Yes, we have to still understand the feelings of others. And number four, respond wisely instead of reacting emotionally. That's where the intelligence come in with that emotional intelligence. Yes, we can have road rage, and yes, we can, give them the finger, but should we? Think about that. Now, I'm not going to talk about these. I'm going to try to do a whole lot of flipping because I want to get this over it. Not that I want to rush through this, but I want to talk about the emotional intelligence so we can get on with the fun stuff, you know. And then maybe when give you a little something to think about. But how many arguments could you have avoided? How many friendships could you have saved? And when I was looking at my journal, these are the things that I personally honed in and put in myself and claimed. Like how many arguments I could have not had with, maybe one of the children, one of my little ones, because I had a mother of seven, right? Have some friendships that I cut off because I was emotionally immature. How maybe I could have saved them. Am I circling back? No, there's done. How many sleepless nights could I have maybe prevented in past relationships, past friendships, maybe even relationships, conversations with even my own mother? I don't know. But when you learn what your emotional intelligence is, it's kind of like, back in the day we took those IQ tests. Your IQ is your IQ. You pretty much can't change your IQ. I mean, that, they say you can't. I don't know. It wasn't that important for me. I took the test, enjoyed the numbers, like, oh, okay. Doesn't make me who I am. But your emotional intelligence, it can be changed because once you learn who you are, you can change because our responses can change, right? How and not because life will change per se, it's what you do when life changes. Because the older I get, the more I realize life isn't about what happens, it's about how I handle what happens. And having to be the mother who has stood beside not one, but two, three caskets, that right there is a real statement. It is about how I handle what happens. And that is emotional intelligence. You don't let your emotions get the better of you. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever said something in anger and wish you could take it back? If you did, put it in the chat. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I really do. Tell me in the chat. Because we've all been there. No shame, no pun intended, no nothing, none of that. But I just want to make sure I ain't over here on the journey by myself. Look at that texture on that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, child, that's so beautiful. Just so beautiful. Hi, Lydia. Um, One of the biggest signs of emotional intelligence is self-awareness. So remember, from January to May, we honed in on self. That's why this is a great way to kind of segue into this. Being able to say, I'm frustrated, I'm disappointed, I'm hurt. Somebody hurt me. I'm jealous, I'm afraid. Not because we're weak, but because we're honest with ourselves, right? We say, you know what? I did have a hand in that argument. I kind of maybe shouldn't have said this, and then maybe they wouldn't have said that. We do have to own our stuff. A lot of people don't want to own their stuff. A lot of people like blaming other people, right? And emotional intelligence, it's not a what they did to you. It's what you've done in in the interim of life, right? Not that it's a good or a bad thing, but it's a personal reflection. I want you to think about this. How many times have you said, they made me angry? Or this is one we get right here. They ruined my day, or they upset me, or they said something that really pissed me off. We've said, all of us have said those things, right? We've said those. But what if we asked a different question? Y'all know me, I love asking questions. I love asking questions. But what if we asked this question? Why did their words have so much power over me? The video I looked at this morning that Mariah sent me, it was partly talking about the strong-willed, um oh God, I can't think of what it was called. But anyway, it's the people that use church as the answer as to why you need to do stuff. Like, we had somebody in our family that said the reason that we had hail damage in our house in Colorado is because we weren't giving our money to the church, basically. And I said, that's a bunch of BS. That's like, how's that going to work? Like, how can you say something like that, right? And it's one of those things now. And let me pause right here, kind of put a comma right here. I'm not talking about people's choices in religion, because Lord knows I believe in Jesus. I believe Jesus. I believe all the things. I'm just not using that as an excuse to tell people the reason that they're going, you're going to die and go to hell because you didn't do dot dot dot. I'm not saying that. I'm not doing that. Right. But there are people, and they happen to be the, if you know the Bible belts are the ones that be like, if you don't do this, or the reason this is happening to you, if you don't believe in who is currently the president of the United States, then you're dying, going to hell, and anybody else you follow is just, you're wrong. You're just wrong and just wrong. And I'm like, that is just so not right. Right. So instead of like going so far to say, oh, that is just so wrong, I just like, okay, well, let's look at it like this. Maybe they have a reason for the way they want to think. And because I have a reason the way I want to think, right? So I'm not going to say that their way is wrong. I'm just going to say it's their way of thinking. It's their emotional intelligence. And then my way is my emotional intelligence. So if you get mad at me because I say I went and bought some paint instead of going to give a church some money, I'm cool with that. That's your reaction, right? And that's fine. No problem. However, when I say what I say, I want us to be able to emotionally, intelligently say, you know what, but you're not maybe wrong for how you believe, and I'm not wrong for how I believe. And then that way we can still paint together, right? Because some people just they want to, you're wrong, you're going hill, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. And I just don't think that is, I just don't. And then I had responded to Mirage, like, I get all of that, because the same people who are saying what they're saying right now are the same people that said slavery was meant to be, it should have been, it should still be, because of the same Bible that we're talking about. Because why? There was slavery in the Bible. I mean, the people, the people in there, they had slaves that built the temples and did all the things. So I can understand why some people feel like it's okay to enslave a people, right? But I just don't. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I understand left side, right side, left side. Ask the question, right? I get it. I get it. Does it make it right? For me, no, it doesn't make it right. But ask a different question sometime. And then ask, why did their words have so much power over you? Right now, the questions just happens to be what's going on in the world. I feel bad for a lot of people in the world right now because they can't afford to go to the grocery store and just, spend a lot of money. They can't afford to get in the car and take a road trip because gas is so high. So it's a lot of things that we are using as, okay, well, that's the right way to do it. And then it's kind of like survival of the fittest. Maybe. I don't know. Okay. But I want you to think about emotionally. Don't get caught up in all of it emotionally where it just drags you down. The intelligence part comes along to ask the question to be, what are we going to do? Why does it bother me? Answer your question and then just be like, so then when you have a conversation, you can give your reason as to why it bothers you. Right? All right, hold on. Chat going and I need to scroll back. Because I don't want to get too far ahead. Hey Rosemary. I pain and frustrated. Wait, hold on. I gotta go back some more. I think everyone has said stuff in anger. Yep. One thing for me was learning I was allowed to say no. Yes, Lord, that's a one. I'm still learning how to say no. Trying to teach Mr. McCoy how to say no. For me, it is how many things should I have stood up for, but was too afraid to. My emotional intelligence has grown because I'm stronger now. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's good. That's good, Keisha. Because once you do the self evaluation, then it's no longer what they did to you. Now it's what have I allowed? And then continuing to move forward with it is, am I still going to let them have power over what I allowed them to do to me? Right? So the difference between reacting and responding, that's just it. Okay, let's go. Did that. Oh boy, that's me. Okay. I think everyone, yep. All right. Pain and frustrated. And Cookie, if anything that I need to hit, I got my thing that'll highlight me over there and I'll see it. I wish I could learn to overlook asinine. Oh yeah, Carla. You can. You already can. You can. Karen will really appreciate your comment at the beginning of the stream. Yes, so she can, yes. Did I miss something? Was there something I needed to have gotten? Let me know, cause that hypocritical belt. Yeah. Bible belt. Some of the Bible belt is it's beating back. Let's say that. It's beating back. So it's I would love to change the name because a lot of the Bible Belt that as I grew up and knew, it is not the same. I would probably say maybe, I would have to say maybe 70, 80%. There's still 20%. Okay, Kelsey made some lovely comments about your art. All comments read otherwise. Okay. Thank you. Carol says we have to learn how to respectfully learn how to agree to disagree again. Yes, Carol, I agree. That's what emotional intelligence is. That is it. That is it, rather. Kelsey said it's sad that people who can't just be here for crafting with their crafting channel can't accept others for their creative ability, but human nature works that way. Us versus the other. Before we can agree to disagree, we have to base our opinions and beliefs on facts and reality, not made up nonsense. Facts. That's a fact right there. That's a fact. Which is, I feel like if they would go and find the other books, like when you go into religion with that, everybody wants to go with just the Bible. And there is so much more outside of what that back in the day that those men put in those 66 books of the Bible. There is so much more outside of that. But back in the day, there were people that was trying to control a group of people, so they had to have a manual to say, this is the word and this is how it is, and if you don't do this, you're dying and going to hell, or I have permission to kill you, or you're going to be sold. All of that, they had to have something. Now, like I tell people that go to church and believe all of what they keep saying about that book, you have the same mindset. Go and learn for yourself. And then if something in that book you just don't line up, keep asking questions. I feel like God still opens doors. That's why the science is more of where it is now, because I believe that God is still opening up minds. It's not just what's in that one book. I feel like I need to have one right here. I own about 30 of them. But it was because I stepped out of what I was raised. I was raised in that little you do this. When I got pregnant, I told y'all. Oh man, they was ready to kick me out. Told me I had to stand up in front of the church and apologize. That's like, apologize for what? God allowed me to get pregnant. So you telling me I'm confused. I was very confused. And I was very confused. I got married because they said you had to do this. There was this line you had to walk. And so now I'm the one that's bucking against it. And both of my grandmamas are still living. One of them is very missionary, and the other one is just like, no, you do not have to walk that straight line. You can't ask questions. You can't buck against the prick. God still loves you even though you ask questions, right? So that's what released me to release my book. That's what released me to kind of start speaking things, like started more reacting, responding and reacting. I had to choose the difference. I had to get out of that anger space. I had to get away from all of that. And I had to decide, what is my core belief in life? What do I believe in life? Right? Because remember, raising my kids, it was chaos, chaos, chaos. And I had to go back and apologize for raising them in chaos, because I was trying to fit into this group that says, if you're not in line with this, then you're not right. And that was so wrong. And so now that my children are grown, I'm like, okay, well, let me see what y'all can do with all of this knowledge that y'all have. Because y'all have stuff that I didn't have. And the one thing you have is you can tell me no or go mind your damn business. I'm okay with it. You can tell me these my children. I'm gonna do what I want to with them. Okay. I don't have no problem with that. None whatsoever. But I don't know how to gentle parent. I'm learning. It's not that I can't, it's just that it wasn't the way I was brought up, and then it wasn't the way that I raised my children. But right now, some of this gentle parent that I'm seeing on, I'm just like, oh, I don't know if I can deal with that. I still feel like there has to be a medium of a line. I do feel that there's a line of like, okay, we create art. I feel like somewhere in the way, somewhere, that maybe it's a man, I don't do that because that might mess up, right? Making brown, that's not it for me. Like something, I don't even know what to think about right now. Oh yeah, I do. All right, this is a good example real quick. Let me squirrel a little bit. All right, this heating tool and this paper, there has to be a rule. There has to be a grounding. It has to be a rule. Somebody told me something about this rule, about these two, or about this paper and this. If you feel like you know what I'm talking about with just these two, this tool and this paper, put it in the chat for me. Let me see if y'all kind of walking with me. Because y'all know I want you to walk with me. Don't get weary, right? Because emotional intelligence is just not so much as what's right or wrong. It's emotions. What is going on in your mind that makes you respond, right? But these two right here, I'm gonna let that sit right there. This tool and this paper, or this paper, any paper and this tool. And let me catch up on the chat. All right, Kelsey may, oh, I read that. Eddie doesn't that depend where one gets their facts from? Absolutely. Facts are facts. But the fact is, that's where science comes in now. Is, there's a hypothesis, what you think might happen. But then, y'all know when I did the RIT thing, I did RIT, and then now we've even added some what's that stuff called? We added some this stuff, some mica powders to the RIT. Now we got shiny stuff. We did an experiment. At the end of it, when you come, the fact is you can do it. Now, the reacting and responding, do you want to do it? That's when you make your emotional, intelligent answer to say, yeah, I want to try that, or no, I don't want to try that. Doesn't make it right or wrong. Doesn't make the fact that I did it right or wrong. But I've put out some information, and then you can be like, well, I don't think that's fact. I don't think you can put water with RIT and then spray it on your gel print and get something beautiful, right? You can say that I've proved that you can, but the response is, it's my emotions to say I like it. And then it's your emotions to be thoughtful and say, well, you like that, Karen, but I kind of don't like that. Then we agree that, be like, oh, okay. And it doesn't make either one of us wrong, right or wrong. We're not looking to be right or wrong. We're just now giving people choices. Do you want to use some Rit spray and then throw some mica powder in there at your house? And, now you can do it. Or if you don't, then you don't. Emotional intelligence, right? Reactions is emotional. Response is thoughtful. Reactions we usually do fast. Response is wise. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. A lot of damage happens in 5 minutes in the reaction. People put stuff in the chat, right? And before it can even have time to even simmer in the brain, you already say something, people say something negative. Not in my chat. Hadn't had that happen in my chat, but in some people's chats. And next thing you know, you got a chat war going on. Hey Yolande, I enjoyed that gel printing you was doing over there with them image transfer. I was there. I just didn't comment because I was doing three things at one time. All right, I feel like I gotta go. All right, let's see, did anybody give me what we doing? Oh, I gotta scroll down there. All right. Zippy, what's up? To me, gentle parenting is expecting a newborn to know its gender when it draws its first breath. Whoa, that's gentle. Okay, did anybody say anything about this? Gentle. Oh, y'all jumped on that. Gentle parenting isn't parenting, says the anthropologist. I get okay, okay, all right. Oh Lord, the chat hot today. Let me pause. Okay, we got that. I got that. It depends on interpreting Eddie, what you hear. Okay, so Carol and Eddie, what you're saying right now, that's exactly what I was just talking about. Reactions and response. That's exactly it. Now, did anybody give me what they thought? Out of curiosity, when you say gentle parent, are you just meaning parents who do not spank? Oh, ain't got nothing to do with that. Or is there more to it? I would consider myself a gentle parenting, but actions. You know what, Keisha? Listen, I would say I wouldn't put you from what I've heard with you, with Ronan on your channel. I would not put you in a gentle parenting, I wouldn't. Based on what, because you've said some things to Ronan while you're live, and you just gave him hey, I'm live, and tell the people, hey. So I would no, I wouldn't say that, and it has nothing to do with spanking or putting them in a corner. None of that. It's I'm talking about, what I'm talking about is I've seen people, their kids, they drop kick the TV, or they drop kick the game because the mom took the remote and told them that it's time to eat, and then the parents sitting there count to 10. Like, they just drop kick the TV off the wall, and the parent is counting to 10. I don't understand that. Now, I didn't have a TV on the wall back then. My TV when I was raising my kids had a butt on it. So if they'd have kicked it, they would have got hurt and we'd have been at the emergency room. Gentle parenting based on what my daughter says, because she gentle parents my granddaughter who is here at my house right now. Um, it's more of a conversation that I guess I didn't expect a lot of lip back from my children. If I said, hey, I need you to go wash dishes, I didn't need you to tell me why you don't want to wash dishes and what you're doing right now. And so now in the gentle parenting, it's like, okay, well, you don't want to do it right now. When you get finished doing this, that, and that, can you wash the dishes? That wasn't happening in my house. It wasn't. I needed the dishes washed because when I cooked, I fed you. I feel like they go hand in hand. So I feel like the gentle parenting is based on the parent. Like, I can only speak from my point, because one, I'm gentle parenting. Y'all know why? Because I ain't raising nobody's children. When my grandchildren come to my house, I give out my rules. They can follow them if they want, or they ain't never got to come back. That's just it for me. I don't have a middle ground, right? Because I'm not going to let little people who don't have a job tell me what they is and ain't going to do. Now, let me give a little caveat there. Do I give my grandchildren room to say, well, Grandma, I don't want to do this, and Grandma, can I do this? I do give them a little slither of space. Like, when I cook dinner, it's like, hey, tell me what you want and what you don't want. Like, I got one grandchild here now, she don't eat pork. So I know if I cook something for breakfast, I know that I have to cook some, go to the store and get some turkey bacon. And I also know that it's got to be gone before she leaves because I don't eat it. Right. But that doesn't mean that I'm not paying attention. I just think now they put a name on it and they call it gentle parenting. And it's like, I would say the second half of my children, the last three, I would probably say I gentle parent them because I was just like, hey, I don't have time to argue with y'all. That y'all want to do it, then go ahead. I guess maybe we could say that. I just didn't call it gentle parenting. It's like, okay, you want to stay outside till it's 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, 9, 10 o'clock at night. There's consequences for that. And then they try to, they want to sleep in the bed the next day and talking about, oh, I'm so tired, I don't want to get up. Oh no, there's a consequence for you staying up. You stayed up, now get your butt up. Let's go. You gotta go to school. So I don't know. All right, let's see. Not sure about heat tool and paper. Perhaps don't hold the heat tool near the paper too long or it will catch fire. Alley K, thank you. That's it. I don't went so far and scroll so far from it, but I realized there need to be some rules. There needed to be some rules was what the basis of that was. And because when we're talking about art, I like that we can do whatever we want in our art. But sometimes we have to have rules for some things because some things could bring us damage. Having this heat tool too close to this paper for too long will start a fire. That would be a problem. Okay. So anything in your art that would cause you like sniffing alcohol inks sitting in there without, that could cause problems. So those kind of things that bring damage to us, those are the things we would come together collectively as artists and say, yeah, I did this and this. You might not want to try that. Reaction and response. Don't be like, oh, well, you don't tell me what to do. I do what I want to do, and I'm going to do it anyway. Response. Be thoughtful. Reactions are emotional. Responses are thoughtful. All right. Let's see. Okay. Yes. Oh, yeah. Those old TV. Boy, you kick that TV if you wanna. I say, did I get everybody? I feel like I want to make sure I got everybody. Well, okay. Keisha said, oh my, I had no idea that I was even a parenting option. No offense to gentle parenting, but I would think it would be very difficult to instill discipline or right or wrong if not correcting action. Okay, I'm gonna put a we're gonna stay right there for a minute. Okay. Keisha, I would have to say we could take let's take parents from the 30, 40s, let's say 40s and 50s, maybe 60s. No, let's do 40s and 50s, 60s and 70s, 80s and 90s, and then everything else. Everybody would have something different to say to what you just said, Keisha. Everybody would have something different. Being that I raised kids, I had kids in the 80s and then I had kids in the 90s. For both sets of those kids, they were raised differently. I have three sets of kids. I feel like I have this of one set, two set, three set. You have three sets of kids. All three of them, all of them in each one of their sets were raised differently. There's a version of me that got the angry, didn't know what to do. That was first set. Second set, I don't know what to do. Okay, I got to stay in this box. I'm married now. Okay, you're supposed to do it this way, which confused the hell out of me, right? That set. And then the last set, I was divorced, got engaged, got my heart broken, angry, bitter, out here slaying left and right, didn't care, very emotional. That set, which were the ones, the last set was the twins and Joshua. Well, Joshua is kind of between two, but the last two and then the last one, yeah, those will be probably the ones will have the worst to say about me and probably say that I was a itty mom and I'm walking it out because it very well could be because they're the ones that didn't get the loving mom. They got the angry mom. They got the mom that I was mad because I had to go to work mom. They got the mom that couldn't stay home and go and do all the things like I could when I was married, but I refused to stay married and be in a relationship that I didn't feel like I was loved in the way that I wanted to be. But I was loved. Don't get me wrong. My ex-husband loved, but just wasn't now what I like, the way I would say, the way I want to be, which is why emotional intelligence for you is very good to know, right? Now, Keisha, it doesn't mean that anything is wrong with what you're doing because I love the way that you talk to Rona. Now, my question is when you get off the live, does he still get the same mom on live, off live? My kids used to get, here's the thing, y'all. When we used to go to church when I was married, my kids would get I stopped flipping, I'm sorry. My kids would get the when we leave home, when we're in the car, leaving home or whatever, at home, they get the go sit your behind down. I didn't really cuss. but it would be every now and then, depending on what they were doing, because I needed to get their attention. And then by the time we get out of church, it's like, oh, praise the Lord. How are you? Bless the Lord, whatever, whatever. And then I would always tell my kids, right where you make me shame is where I'm gonna make you shame. So if you don't want me to embarrass you, don't embarrass me. Reaction, response, right? Doesn't make it right, but it was how I was. Then you move forward, we go to church, be like, all right. I remember Joshua saying one time, he like, yep, she gonna cuss me out in front of the preacher. I was just like, oh Lord, I don't curse. Bless the Lord. Right? Now, I don't care who you are. Right where you say something crazy to me, I'm gonna say something crazy back. Because why? My emotional intelligence has realized that it didn't do anything but stifle me. It put me in a box. It made me angry, trying to please people out here in these streets. Right? Y'all, make yourself happy. Who's Keisha? Is that Miss Allocate? Sorry, Keeks. Keeks is Keisha. Listen, Keeks. Let me call people by their screen name. Keisha, and no, you are. Yes, I love to hear her. Like I love but listen, Keisha, let me tell you something. I love to hear Ronan. More so than I love to hear you. I do. Because he's little and he has that soft little voice. And he's not rude. He's just, he just says what he says. Because kids are going to say what they want to say. And I love it in all forms. Even when they're saying crazy stuff that will be like, oh, Lord, they just embarrassed me. But the way to get over being embarrassed is to do this, not have a standard that kind of makes it where you're embarrassed. Like it'd be like, oh, okay, the little boy just went over there. Y'all want to know? Joshua learned how to pee. Learned how to pee, just whipping it out. Where is I tinkle? Okay, well, don't tinkle on nobody and don't tinkle around where people can see you. Turn around and go up against a tree or go around a tree. That was the best thing I could have did was to open up the door to he only had to go in the bathroom because listen, when Joshua was being potty trained, I was pregnant with twins. He had to go on and get that puppy. We needed to get it going. So right where it needed to come out, it needed to come out. That was it. And so after I got divorced, I just realized that I wanted different. I wanted something different in my life. And I needed to reevaluate who I was as a person. And the way that I had to do that, I had to separate myself from my children. Right? So this was my children. Let's do this. This was my children because none of them were the same. Not even the twins. How's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nobody was the same. Okay, these are daughter number 1, daughter number 2, daughter number 3, Joshua, the twins, and then Andrew. Right? I had to learn first of all what I wanted, what was my core values in life. What was mine. So therefore, I could flip and tell them, this is what's important to me. This is how I came about what's important to me. Now you need to decide if it's important to you. Going to school, going to college was very important to me because I had already been told growing up that I was dumb, I wasn't smart enough, I wasn't going to be anything because I was a mother at a young age. All of the things that could be worse that you could tell somebody. That's what I was told. Not necessarily by family, it was just by people, teachers, that kind of thing. Your art isn't good, you're not good enough. That's all I had. It wasn't good enough. It wasn't worthy, wasn't good enough. So for me, once I got older, and going to school. That was my way of saying, okay, I'm going to get this degree because once I get this education, can't nobody take it away from me, right? So I instilled in these children is go to school and make good grades. Go to school, make good grades, right? Because somewhere along the line, I equated good grades with having a good life. Okay. Changed. I don't believe that now. You can still have a great life. You could be a school dropout, whatever. You still can have a good life. One doesn't have anything to do with the other. Okay? That's what I'm saying. So now when you got this one, daughter number 1 went to University of Florida on an academic scholarship. Everybody else felt pressure to be what she was. I never said it. They just felt the pressure. So evidently, I did something that made them feel that way. Daughter number 2 rebelled against all the things. right? Daughter number three was the middle child. She was in the middle of all of this and just like, okay, well, wherever she felt like she wanted to be, that's where she would kind of go, right? So each one of my children had to realize what they wanted for themselves apart from me. But y'all know who had to do it first? I did. I had to do it first. I couldn't tell them, I couldn't direct them how to live their life because I didn't know what the hell I wanted with mine. Now, as an adult, I know I want paper, I want paint, I want joy, and I want peace. I know what I want now. And anything that's going to get in the middle of that, I don't want to be, I don't want to deal with it, right? That's emotional intelligence. Okay. You got to react and respond. Emotional intelligence is don't react in emotions, right? And when you think about it, like sit there and be like, did they just call me ugly? And then don't say nothing. Just be like, well, I'm not ugly. I don't care, you know. And then the response will be like, oh, well, that's your thought. You okay. You all right. You can have that thought. That's cool. Right? Emotional intelligence. I don't care because you know you're not ugly. You're the best thing that God woke up this morning. There is. Hi, Jeanette. Hey, Mariah. Apologies for being late. Went to Fort Worth for a thing. I hope that thing was worth it. Just saying. And does Brad know you went to Fort Worth for another thing? Just saying, I had to be a little just out loud. Sometimes I just have to, I try to every now and then. All right. Why do some people struggle with emotional intelligence? This was my hang up. Because many of us were never taught emotional regulation. I was not taught emotional. For number one, it's like you cry too much. You just you wear your feelings on your sleeves, that kind of thing. You're all the things. It's okay to have all the things. It is. We were taught ignore your feelings, push through, be strong, don't you cry. I mean, one thing I remember somebody telling my son was buck up. Men don't cry, boys don't cry. And I looked over there and I was like, the devil is a liar. You better let him, if he need to cry, you better let him cry. Let me get that wiggle on. Look at that wiggle. Or this was my favorite. This was my favorite after my daughter and granddaughter died. When I heard get over it. But these are the things that we're taught. These are the things we're taught. So it's if you were taught this, I apologize. And if this is something that kind of still, you feel it now, I'm giving you permission to let it go. Emotional intelligence. Emotions don't disappear because you ignore them. They do not. You usually have them bottled up on the inside and they literally turn into anger and they make you cuss people out in the gas station or in the grocery store or make you give people the finger when you're driving up the road when they kind of pull over in front of you, right? They simply show up somewhere else. Bitterness, anger, anxiety, you can't sleep, exhaustion. Emotional intelligence sometimes says, I'll pay attention to what I'm feeling before it controls me, right? I think people that have empathy, we end up being real good friends. That's why me and Mariah, I think, are becoming the best of friends because we both will sit in a daggum on a phone call and start crying because we just empathize at things that are going on or whatever we're talking about. Like we can start crying at the drop of a hat. I mean, boom, there's some tears. And then people probably be like, get them two itches over there just crying. Every time I turn around, they just crying, crying, crying. Well, I'd rather have a friend that cry, cry, cry than have a friend that never cries. Just saying. Okay. I want you to cry. I want you to shed some tears because empathy says this. I may not fully understand your experience, but I care enough about you to listen, right? When I lost my daughter and my granddaughter in 2007, I lost some friends because they couldn't empathize with me, right? They couldn't. And we kind of I didn't lose them. I kind of just we I went my way because I still want to talk about them. Still want to talk about my children and my granddaughter, but people didn't want to, you can tell by the look on their face. Just like, "Oh Lord." Right? But if you can take the time to listen to somebody, you don't have to have lost a child. Y'all come over here and listen at me every Monday and Wednesday. Somewhere in there I get to talking about those children that I've lost. And y'all go in the chat, and some people that be new here, and it's like, I'm sorry to hear about your loss and all the things. That doesn't mean that they are just like void of emotion. It's just like, oh man, I feel something for her. Or you sit here and you listen at me talk about it, right? The world could use a little bit more of that right now. The world could. Because what's going on right now, they could use a little bit more listening. Everyone wants to be heard, right? He stepped on my shoe. I need to tell somebody it hurt, right? And the other thing is, think about your conversations. Are you listening to understand, or are you listening to reply? Uh, I can't remember. It was one on PMR Studio. Mariah said something, and I don't even know what it was, but P was like, I don't hear what you're saying because I'm just waiting to give you my response. And I just fell out laughing. She point blank told her, I'm not listening to you because you gonna finish talking, and when you shut up, I'm just gonna tell you how I feel about it anyway, irregardless of what you said. And that's kind of what it is. But the good thing is, I like the fact that P preface, I don't care what you say, I'm still gonna tell you what I got to say. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it. She's telling you straight away, I'm not listening to understand what you're saying, right? She's telling you she's listening, and I'm going to reply. Now, I'm going to walk that on out because there's a difference. Emotionally intelligent people don't just hear words, they hear emotions. And we all know that P is very emotional, just as Mariah is. And sometimes she'll be like, wait, what'd you say, Mariah? And she scroll back and it'd be like, oh, and you can hear the pain, right? And so it's like, oh, so it lets you know that there's a well-rounded woman there, right? Because I'm not saying that she don't have emotional intelligence. I'm just saying sometimes she just chooses how she wants to use her empathy. That's what I'm saying. Right. I feel like when they started call, it feels like emotional intelligence needs to be somewhere in there because you need to listen for understanding. Okay. You have to take responsibility for your emotional life, right? I told y'all, I'm fully aware. Check this out. You see the flowers in there? We got two things going on there. I am fully aware that at some point in my parenting, I ain't get it right. I don't make excuses for it. I just be like, you know what? You right. My bad. Right? And this may be the most important part of my life is accepting my stuff. So, because therefore, if my children continue or decide that they want to come back and and just do the beat on mom kind of thing, in my emotional life and my emotional intelligence, I've already accepted responsibility for it. It wasn't their fault. It wasn't my mom's fault. It wasn't my dad's fault. Well, my grandmama, my cousin, nobody's fault. It was my fault because I chose to be in a very emotional human being at some point in their life, and I chose chaos over the calm, over the peace. Now they look at the parent they got now and just probably be like, "What the hell that woman was when we was growing up?" I don't know where she was, but I'm happy she's here now, right? Now that doesn't mean that people still don't get on my nerves and that people still don't hurt me or things that has hurt me in the past. I just have boundaries now. Okay? That's the difference. And I've chosen to heal. And healing begins when you stop handing over control of your peace and when you start accepting your response and your whatever. And because that's when my realization changed. Now, this one is beautiful. Look at that. Because remember, I was talking about pink and orange. I think that I don't want to put too much of that because I put too much in technology. You might just be like, whoa, where my glasses at? All right. So I want to give you 5 simple practices. And then we going on the gel plate. Y'all scrolling. Let me back up. Hold on. Let me put a pin right there. Mariah has that effect on people. I'm assuming we're talking about that crying thing, because yeah. Okay. Kelsey says a teacher friend once said it's conflict management. And of course, the conflict is often internal and completely avoided with something like sticks and stones. Conflict management is totally different from emotional intelligence. And I'm not going to walk that out from a clinical standpoint, but it is. Emotional intelligence is basically point blank, just kind of just owning your stuff. Emotional intelligence. You're emotionally intelligent to say, I was wrong. And then now let's talk about what can we do to move forward. And conflict management, it's conflict. It's kind of somebody got to take response to say that something, and then y'all got to sit there and talk it out. Emotional intelligence is just you kind of talking to yourself to say, yeah, you kind of you wasn't crap right there and then, and it's kind of a personal thing, you know. I don't know. Okay, let me go on. Julie Parker says, I was never encouraged to go for what I wanted career wise. At first obstacle, I thought, well, then I can't do this. I was taught to pursue. So, right there, let's pause. Remember the link I said for everybody that's, if you've come in since I mentioned it, there's a link that I have pinned at the bottom of the chat because it's not at the top anymore. I would love for you, based on what Julie Parker just said, this is why it's very important for us, for one, to have our younger people involved in their own choosing of what they want to do in life. Right. So click on that link right there. That's another channel that we're helping grow. And could you go and subscribe to the channel and maybe go on one of the videos? Y'all know how we do it, and put a heart or say something so that YouTube don't think it's robots, and that way we can help Tiffany grow her channel, because I love what she's doing right now. She's helping do the very thing that we as adults now wish we had when we were growing up. And even for our parents, I believe our parents would have appreciated it as well. Is teaching children how to be, to think in an entrepreneurial mindset. Like, I look at my grandchildren, they see like literally what I'm doing right now as an entrepreneurial thing. I don't leave my house, I work from home, right? COVID showed everybody that you can work from home, and some people quit jobs and now are doing their own thing. Doesn't mean you have to go to college for 4 years, get in debt, and then go out here and get on a job that you hate. But back in the day, we really didn't have choices. We didn't understand what that was, right? Rockefellers were rich. We didn't know, right? So now, if you would click on that and go subscribe to the channel, and then go back later and do some things with letting them know, letting her know that you're there, and you know oh, my puppy's over there making crazy noises. I had to check him out. Oh, and the other thing is like watching, and like for Izzy, watching Mariah and her dad and P do their thing. She's being taught that, oh, I don't have to leave the house. I can be an artist, right? That kind of stuff is what that channel is teaching, the values, integrity, and doing stuff in a different light. So if you would go and subscribe to the channel for me, please, and thank you ahead of time. All right, let me see what else we got. All right, Zal says, my mom has been gone 21 years and I actually cried this year. Oh, I was surprised. I didn't try to fight it though. Oh, I love that. I love it. Yes, let them tears flow. I wish someone would say get over it to me. Please. That's how that sounded. Zal, did I get it? Please. Just saying. Mariah has that fake. Yeah, Mariah make you cry. We'll be crying. Oh, Zell, yeah, okay. I have a friend whose mom has been gone 4 years, and during the holidays, feeling heavy. He said to me, I thought I was okay. Yeah, there's nothing wrong. Hey, it's okay to not be okay. Eddie, I could send you some Kleenex. Sorry, Eddie, read that wrong. I thought, oh, yeah. Let it happen. Yes, yes, yes. You're correct. Yep, 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 yep. Yep, 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 yep. Spot on. You deserve to let you see. Yep, yep. Okay, I'm tired. I am tired of being told that I'm strong. Just want to be a yes, Carol. Oh my God. Let me tell you something. Living now that I live where I live, I actually get to be a wreck every now and then. I do. I do. Okay, Karen, your painted papers are eye candy. Thank you. Spell check. Pick the wrong word. Oops. I got you. I got you. I understand. Yeah. More colors. More your eyes must be bright. I have pink tears, Eddie. Okay. All right. I've caught up. I'm caught up. I'm caught up. I subscribe to Tiffany. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you ahead of time. You got it. Yes. Up. Hello. Okay. I thought I gave a disclaimer for that. Well, yes, I kind of did. She knew I was doing the pink and orange. Well, Cookie, listen, we pulling out the pink, but it's gonna be a different color. Okay, we got that one. We got that one. I had that one. Okay. I'm gonna leave the desk yummy looking so I can tell y'all what we got. All right. So all those that subscribe to the channel, thank you in advance. Thank you. 5 simple practices for your emotional intelligence. Pause before reacting. He say you ugly, don't say anything. Don't say your mom or your dad or your sister, your brother. Don't say nothing. Just pause. Take a breath. Number 2, name what you're feeling. You're mad because they said you're ugly. Okay? Name it. Be honest with yourself. Okay? And then come back and ask yourself, why are you mad because they called you ugly? Right? What's underneath the emotion? Is there something within you that maybe feel that you might be ugly? Right? For me, I used to hate that. Growing up, like in middle school, I hated middle school. They used to call me Patch. Y'all remember the dog off of Little Rascals? Spot. It was either Patch or Spot. Because when I was little, when I first started walking, probably like I don't know if I was a year old, but I was learning how to walk, and I fell on a potbelly stove because I was born back in the 60s, or we ain't have central heat and air. So I fell on the stove and it burned the left side of my face. Now most of it healed, but around my eye, just like it was with the dog Spot on the Little Rascals. So hence the mean kids will call me Spot. So that is what if somebody would call me ugly, I own that now, but it took me years to figure out why did it bother me. That's as good as clear as I can get of walking out how to ask the question, how to react, how to respond before reacting. Like pause and ask yourself the question. Name what you're feeling. Be honest with yourself. And I would look in the mirror and it's like, I hate the fact that I got burned. Then I would get upset because then it was like, who wasn't watching me? So this is how this anger welt up in me. It's like, I'm going to be better. I'm going to watch my kids. I'm going to have to worry about them getting burned and all of this here. Well, then later on in life, it's just like, you can't watch your kids 24/7. So I had to own what happened, right? And then I had to listen more than what I was speaking to myself, because people will tell you who they are if you pay attention. They were mean, so they were being mean because there was something wrong with them. And then I received their meanness because I felt like something was wrong with me. Okay. Now I want you to protect your peace at all costs. Don't do this work out in public. Don't do this work with your husband. Don't do this work with your girlfriend or your sister or your brother or your cousin. It is self work, because not every battle deserves their energy. It only deserves you to have a conversation with yourself, right? Now, as we wrap up emotional intelligence, I want to leave you with this thought. The strongest person in the room is not always the loudest person in the room. The strongest person in the room is often the person that's going through hell and chaos and all of everything, and they just sit in the calm when life gets loud. Right? The strongest person is the one who can feel deeply without being controlled by every feeling that really courses through their vein, like the blood if you cut them. The strongest person is the one who can admit when they're wrong. And the strongest person is the one who keeps growing. The strongest person is the one that says, hey, I don't have time for this SHIT today. I just want to sit here and let all of it fall. And wherever it lands, that's just where it is. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to wake up and try it again tomorrow. Right? That's a strong person to say, I just can't do it no more. Strong person. Right? Emotional intelligence isn't about becoming someone else. It's becoming who you already are, growing through whatever you need to grow through, right? It's about becoming more aware of who you already are. Because when you understand yourself, you stop fighting yourself. See you later, Yolan. You hear me? When you understand yourself, you stop fighting yourself. When you stop fighting yourself, you find peace. When you find peace, you make better decisions. And when you make better decisions, you create a better life for you, not for everybody else, but everybody else will be happy to be around you when they see you at peace. They don't walk in the room and wonder like, "Oh Lord, what Karen am I gonna get today?" Now, if people still do that to me now, I'll be like, "Hey, come on now, relax. The egg is boiled or the egg is scrambled. Don't, calm down. If I got something to say to you, I'm gonna say it." Right? It doesn't mean that I'm me being me, but if you come in my house and you're saying crazy stuff, I'm be like, you know what? I think it might be time for you to get on. So go sit on the porch for a minute, and then come back through the door, and let's revisit how you came in because you came in a little hot, and I don't have to deal with you like that no more. Okay? When you make better decisions, you will create boundaries, and your boundaries will not always be in line with other people's lives. It's going to make a better life for you, and that's not going to make everybody happy. So I want you to start today. If you're one of those people and what I've said today kind of hits you and you're just like, okay, you need to get your emotional intelligence together. Go on a deep dive for emotional intelligence. There are things out there to help you work on your own emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence has nothing to do with whether you're black, white, green, purple, how much money you got in the bank. It has nothing to do with none of that. Nothing. Okay. And when you think about it, 25 years ago, information that we have now, we didn't have it 25 years ago. We didn't have a phone to where we can put it up and ask Mr. Google or ask Miss Google, hey, let's talk about emotional intelligence. We didn't, but emotional intelligence was out 25 years ago, 90, 94, 95, I believe, when they kind of put a name on it. But I feel like it's my superpower now, and I wanted to share it because when I was going through my journal, I was just like, wait a minute, this might be something that I need to talk about because I want y'all to know the road to compassion is through emotional intelligence, and we have to pay attention. That smile that you might be hiding, somebody might need to see it. They do. They need to know that you smile and you might not be in a great place, but you smiled at them. You might be the person who is carrying a heavy burden, and somebody smiles at you and let you know that you're worthy of being, smiled at today. I don't know. But one thing I know is emotional intelligence is a good road to go down. If I can leave you with anything, go down it. Go down it. That emotional maturity, and like any skill, it gets stronger with practice. Okay? That's all. That's all. That's it. That's all. That's all we're gonna do on emotional intelligence. I had my notes. I had my notes, so that way I made sure I stayed on track. But the one thing I want you to know is right now what's going on in our country, it's lacking emotional intelligence. And I know y'all might say it's lacking intelligence altogether, but we're not going to say that. We're going to accept the fact that they think that what they're doing is okay. And we're just going to be over here to wait till these time is out and be like, okay, now that this crap is over, let's clean it up and see what we can do next. Okay? This is my favorite paper. Has my stamp in the middle, my new stamp, and then all around the side, my flowers. But that's that. And then we have that. Oh yeah. And this I put texture paste on here too. This was plastic from the bib when we went to the crab place in Maryland. And I cut it up so I could put it in our book. But there's that. Eddie. Eddie. I listen, I know it's lacking. It is. It is. But that video that Mariah sent, it is spot on. And then, and when we're talking about emotional intelligence, we also have to kind of put a little bit of narcissistic behavior in there. When you don't know who you are, you tend to be more, you have narcissistic tendencies. Let's say it like that, because people call narcissists, they are a long ways from it, but they have some of them. They have some of them. They have some. But when you want to be liked and you want the world to like you, you do what you feel like everybody wants. So if you feel like everybody's pissing in the wind, you're gonna go piss in the wind too. If you want to be liked. And that video, I feel like everybody should watch it. But Mariah sent it to me because y'all know I said I want to sit down with the leader of the free world right now and just 5 or 10 minutes and get in his head and have about 15, 20 minutes or 2 hours. Yeah, I feel like I need 2 hours because he's gonna whine and cry for the first hour. And then maybe by the end of that first hour, I can get him to accept some kind of responsibility of how he's just full of himself and everybody just doesn't have to pee in the same potty if they don't want to. Some people might want to go out in the woods and poop and potty. They don't all we don't all don't have to go in the bathroom if we don't want to. I got 10.5 acres. And Mrs. McCoy say, well, hey, I'm gonna take the back 10 back there to build some porta potties or whatever or tell people to go back there and potty. If that's why they want to go potty, then go potty. But we don't all have to do what you want to do. It's not a black and a white issue. And the thing that is people are asking questions now, because somebody asked me, it's like, you don't seem to be mad or upset about what's going on right now. I was like, I'm sorry, but I was raised in chaos. I know how to make a dollar holler. I can make change out of a penny. So I raised 7 kids on X amount of dollars. I just don't got time to be getting upset about something that I can't control. I have to find my happy medium. I only buy art supplies. They're once a quarter. Once my allotment for my art supplies is gone, then I can't buy no art supplies, right? So the only thing that's excluded from that is PM Artist Studio. It's because we're designers and we have to have our stuff. That's it. But I want you to inspire y'all to shop with small businesses, because they need your help right now. They're trying to, stay afloat and they're trying to keep the lights on. We're not trying to be rich. We're not trying to drive a Rolls Royce or Mercedes Benz or anything like that. We're not. We just want to be happy. We just want to have our paint paper so we can have joy and peace. That's it. That's it. Look at this. I pulled this on. It's got some. It's 110 pound paper. 110 pound paper. And that turned out so beautiful. Oh my goodness. I feel like me and Brad need to have a conversation about these flowers. Feel like it. Feel like it. Feel like we need to have a chat. Ooh, listen at y'all heard that? Look at that. This one I pulled on. It was red paper. Look at that. So instead of having a pool color, I just use paper. I use colored paper. And then that way I ain't have to stress about the pool color. This one, what color is that? This one was purple. But I put pink on there because I had to put no. I take that back. It was pink and the paper was purple. So it made it look like I put a pool color on there. Isn't that beautiful? And this one we had I can't remember what that stencil, the circular one is. I can't remember. It's coming out again. So these two are coming out. They'll be debuting. Well, not debuting, but they're gonna be on stage right now. All right, y'all hydrate. That was good. Ooh, water is very good to you sometimes. Now, this paper right here is mixed media paper because y'all know I've been experimenting with paper. Excuse me. And I'm enjoying the mixed media paper because it's just because I eventually turn them into cards. That's why. Now, these ones right here, we gonna do that process that Rhonda that I learned from Rhonda. Excuse me. And there is a video. Oh, y'all, check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Hold on. Check it out. Hold up. Wait a minute. I have a video for that. Ask me about my YouTube channel. Is there? I got that one. 'Cause y'all know you just can't have one. And I got that one. Because when they start talking about boobs, I was just like, oh, I need to see where it's going to fall. So mine falls right across video. There's a link for it, of course, if you want yours, but there is, and got a sticker. Got a sticker. I ain't figured out where I'm gonna put it yet. Probably need to put it on my desk. But there's that. That's Circular Streams, is it? I didn't know. That's Circular Streams? Huh. I think I didn't realize because I cut it up. This has been altered. This has been altered. Hey Becky, what's up? And Jeanette, hello. Jeanette, I saw you come in, but I was on a good one. I couldn't stop. Um, what was I finna say? I thought I saw bye. Kelsey. Kelsey, oh yay. I ordered one, so I will get a couple. Oh, Kelsey. Okay. There it is. All right. See you later, Kelsey. Have to go. Okay. I was like, wait, who is leaving? Um, but yeah, so okay, there's that one. These two have been my friends the last couple days. And I want to make these with the video that I'm learning to use the molding paste that Rhonda has done. I'm gonna, put some more stuff on there, and I'm gonna cut this and make little cards. But I needed the background because I wanted these already on here. So, and that's that. And all of these, this one's gonna be same thing because it's on thick paper. This one as well. All these that's on thick paper, you'll see them again. And I had to get the pink and orange out my system, and I realized I didn't like pink and orange this way. So I did it the other way, which there was the other way y'all saw it. So, and there's that. Yeah, one or two black, but accidentally sent it to Kansas City, so I will get it in a couple of weekends. Oh, Karen always thought provoking. I'll be trying. It's interesting that you only trim two sides, Karen. Um, yeah, because it laid off of the plate. This side, yeah, that was too close. I did that side, did that one a little bit, but yeah, yep. Cause I'm still getting used to cutting on some stencils. All right, this one. Okay, so here we go. Cookie, put your glasses on. It's going to be a lot of pink and orange. Put your glasses on. All right, so pink and orange, different colors, but I like this one. And what I realized, it wasn't pink, it was magenta. This was medium magenta, so I like this one with the orange. So and the orange I used, I'm all out of, so that's that. But we're gonna make some beautiful cards out of it. And this one I probably needed to put something like that over it, but I didn't know. Was just trying to get some background so that I can have some papers to do some texture paste on. And if y'all are wondering what I'm talking about, there's a video for that. Rhonda has a video over there on her channel showing you how to use the modeling paste. I used Liquitex and I had some Master's Touch. I was telling my members because I did a video over in my members group. It's like I was glad that she did that because when I opened this puppy up, it was not happy. I was not happy because it was about to dry up. So I've cleaned it up and we got it working and we did some things. Then this one, it loosened up a little bit. But I also took some out and put in here. So this one is real loosey goosey. And I put some RIT dye in there and made my own molding paste with color. And I had these little things I got from the dollar store. So now that'll keep that nice and sealed. Isn't that cute? Yeah. There we go. So y'all go check out Rhonda's video. Click on it and go save. Click on it now and go save it. Or if you're on Team Replay, when the chat surrenders so you can see it, when YouTube get through doing all their stuff, it'll still be in the chat. You can click on it and go watch Rhonda using texture paste. Now I made my desk real messy. Rhonda's was nice and neat. I had stuff everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. Now this one, y'all see that? Look at those circles. You see how we got that pink on the outside, and then that is orange, metallic orange. No, that's not what that was. I feel like it wasn't. Wait a minute, let me see. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. It's metallic orange because I'm almost out of this one. So that's the magenta and the metallic burnt orange that came out real great. And then I pulled it off of the plate on um, black cardstock. It's got a little weight to it. Again, I'm turning them into cards. This one I pulled on white cardstock and used the metallic burnt orange and that. So that one did good. This one is yummy. We did metallic orange and then black and pulled it kind of, in there, kept going in there. So I like that one. Lisa, hello. Lisa, I was going to send you a picture of my flowers. They were finally blooming. Well, not blooming, but growing up. I planted my seeds. Now, this one right here, I don't know if I can have a conversation about it because it was on my gel plate. And when I pulled it, I don't remember. All I know is metallic purple and some limey. So I feel like it was like 3 weeks ago because I hadn't done this color here in a while. But then on the back there, you can see some stuff back there. I don't even know. But I do know it was this and something else. I just don't know. Magenta is a town in Italy. We all know that Karen is trying to get her. Hello, and it is. We sure are. Vanessa gonna be working on that because Vanessa is over there. She gonna send me something, and when she send it, the Lord is gonna make sure I have provisions. I'm putting it out there in the atmosphere. If it happened, it happened. If it don't, then I'm having fun dreaming about it. And this one was stamped off of my stamp. And of course, we don't just let paper go to waste. We do something with it. We do something with it. Hey, Nancy. How you doing, Nancy? Welcome, man, everybody that's popped in. Hopefully, I've seen you. Or if you're in the balcony and you just decided you don't want to chat, no problem. Welcome in. Welcome to Create Joy Studio, where we heal one brushstroke at a time. We are over here slapping paint on paper so that we can keep our peace. And the way that I keep my peace is I like slapping paint on paper. All right. Let's see what we got right here. Where are we at on time? Oh, yeah, we good. We good. Good, 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 good. All right. This was my yummy piece of paper that I was working on when I was using my doing a lot of my stamping with the modeling paste, molding, tomato. All right, let's flip her and see. All right, there. Oh, that's what's on there. So next month, July, I get a new spending. I get a new spending because you know I say once a quarter. July be the new quarter. And the thing I already have that I want is that 12 by 12 round jelly plate in the online balcony and on my balcony. Oh, nice. Sitting in the sun with a Mike's in my hand. Mike's, when you say a Mike's in your hand, is that a Mike Hard lemonade? Is that what you got in your hand? Okay, this one I pulled on whatever color that paper that is. But look how that pink came off of it. Look at that. Oh, you just cut that and cut that right there, and you already have a card there, a card there, a card there, and a card there. Just one card, two cards, three cards, four cards for the win. Let's put this jelly plate over there. So let's empty our plates. I cleaned my 16 by 20 and I haven't been playing on it. Excuse me. Oh, I was gonna say, did that rip? No, these my two cards. I was like, oh, look at that. Is that all finna go? Have to go, have to get going. We'll see you later. Okie dokie. See you later. Look at that. Would you just look at that? OMG. Now I'll probably cut this off because it just didn't give me, it didn't do it. I like the whole thing. But this is so pretty. So it was a um light blue permanent and metallic burnt orange. That's what created this. And so with this right here, what I was going to do, I'll show you. I'm going to show you. Excuse me. Let's walk it out for a second so I can show you what I was going to do. Show y'all what I got. Check this out. Check this out. Watch this. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? You ready? Watch this. Oh, we got it. We got it. Remember I said I needed to put it in here. Oh, we got it. All right, white. I need white. I need white. And I need my stamp. I need my stamp. Where is that? Right there. Oh, and Rhonda, did you check out that one? This one was the one. This was my favorite. This one here. Not Rhonda's stamp. That I put some paste on there and then put the embossing on there. That one did good. And I think I did another one because I was talking. And then I took it and stamped my stamp in the embossing, I mean in the modeling paste. That turned out real good too. I thought that was just amazing. So I want to threaten y'all with having a good time. Go over there. Go over there. I'm saying now, if you ain't never done it before, definitely go. But if you've done it, go watch the way she do it and see if it inspires you to use stamps. I never would have thought about using stamps. Never, ever, ever. I never, ever, ever would have. It doesn't matter what color we're gonna put on here because we're gonna go over it with white embossing. Let's get it all juiced up. Okay. And then I'm going to take it and stamp right here. And for those that don't know, oh, I could actually do it that way and that way. Nope, we're going center mass because that's what we wanted. Check it out. We can do it that way, but hold on, hold on. I just felt like something else needed to be done. We're just going to do it that way, that way. Put a little bit over there. Just gonna put it everywhere. Share with the page. Share with your friends. All right, let's get her done. Bubble wrap. That was it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bubble wrap. Look like little hearts to me. All right. This is what I was telling y'all. To get your if you never use your embossing powder, don't do like I was doing. Have your a thing so you can keep using it and pouring it out. It makes it a whole lot easier. A whole lot. There we go. We want to get it everywhere that we had our words stamped. There we go. We on? We good? Put some more on there. All right, there we go. All over. I love it. And then when you get ready to finish, now I haven't made a mess, and it just goes right on back in there, what you didn't use. So much easier. Wasn't that easier? All right, now gonna cut our Heating too long. Gonna cut the heating too long. You won't hear it. Oh, I feel like we gotta have a conversation. Sorry, y'all. I had to read a text. Hi, Topeka. Happy Wednesday. How are you doing? I know we learned earlier, don't hold it two in one spot because you can set paper on fire. And if you haven't checked out the site here, Marty Studio, we got more designers. This is my new design for June. Worthy affirmations. Because y'all know I like to affirm. I like for you to have things to make you feel good about your mindset and where you are. Even if you're sitting in a pile of poop, still know that the grace can help you. It's okay. There we go. Think we got it all. I love that. I love this. All right. Have to step away for a bit. Okie dokie, Rhonda. I might be here, might not, might be. No. It's not Ride Out Wednesday, but I feel good. I feel good. You hear me? I feel good. Monday was a not hit or miss. It's just I had to do some emotional intelligent thinking thoughts and had to get my emotions together. So that's what I had to do. So sometimes there's nothing if you're feeling in a funk and you're feeling a certain way, that's part of emotional intelligence is knowing that you have to take 5 or 10 minutes for yourself. It's not a bad thing, right? It is not a bad thing. You can feel it, and I want you to feel it, but I want you to feel it without being paralyzed either. And I don't want you to I don't want you to feel hopeless. So when you're going through you go down that emotional intelligence rabbit hole, I want you to know that it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. Hey, Monique, what's up? All right, so there we go. We did that. We got that right there. Love it. Oh, I love it. Now, the other thing at this point, that's really what I wanted y'all to see the difference in what I was doing. So you get to see them right there. This is before and this is after. So you get to take stamps, stamp them off, make your prints and do what you got to do and make backgrounds and all. And then after it's over and done, then we turn it into a beautiful card. We have gel print right there, all of the things that's on there. And this will turn into that. So there we go. Speaker say, I'm trying to stay calm and stay cool. Be for the you coming twin girls. Ooh, congratulations. Julie Parker, I was otherwise occupied. Two, yeah. Yeah. Twins are double blessings. And then I tell people, you'll survive twins. They'll grow up, they'll be self-sufficient, independent of themselves, and usually still two different people. I don't know why I thought when I had twins, thought it would be just like having one because I thought twins were supposed to be the same. Mm-mm, my twins are night and day. It's a boy and a girl, so but they're night and day. They have everybody. They have their own personalities, which is, I guess that's what they do. But most twins I know, they kind of have the same personalities. Mine are night and day. Okay, there's that. This one right here, I'm going to do the same thing on this one. I'm going to stamp my stamp all over it, and then I'm going to emboss. I'm not going to do it now because I said we was going to have a little gel printing fun. Right. All right. Don't forget, if you're just coming in and you have not hit that subscribe button, hit that link that I have in the description box. Not description. Well, it's in the description box too. So for Team Replay, the link in the description box, go over there and check that out too, especially if you got kiddos. But the link I have pinned, do go and subscribe to that channel. Look at it, check it out. Got the website, got a lot of stuff going on over there. But we're trying to get her to 20. We're trying to get 20 more. That's what we're trying to do. Get her 20 more. Because by the time I think when I came on the live, I think we only needed 15. I think. I think. So if y'all could do that, that would be ever so grateful because it's talking about becoming a what? A young CEO. Do they have to be grown to learn? No. Do y'all know how many people that's already are CEOs? Meaning, do you know what CEO is? They're their own boss. I mean, they're children, but they still have their own thing, right? Oh, thank you, Cookie. She's on 89. All right, so if you haven't subscribed to the link the link that I have pinned, do go and subscribe to the channel where Tiffany is teaching becoming. She's talking, we're having different things about becoming a young CEO, right? So they can learn integrity, learn a lot of things, and they get to learn it. Hey, this is the other thing. They get to learn it through not the shove the Bible down your throat kind of way. They get to learn stewardship and responsibility. That's a difference because that's what we're talking about earlier when we're talking about when you have the old school church who makes you feel bad about the person that you are. We want to teach the kids of today that just because there's a Bible that says something, you don't have to take it literal to say that you're going to die and go to hell. When you teach the kids the correct way, stewardship. What is stewardship? Stewardship doesn't mean that you got to give the church all the money. You made $100 and you got to give the church $80, right? That's not what we're talking about. And so that's the one thing I know is while we have the young CEO, we're teaching them. And that's a great way to do that, right? What if success was never about money? That's one of the videos that she has on there. So y'all go check that out. Subscribe. And for all of you grandmas, give it to your daughters or your sons and so that they can get in mind to think about, talking to their kids about being their own boss. A lot of these kids today, they're influencers. They're influencers. I saw the influencer. Granny is 89 years old and she's an influencer. Her husband has to get the tractor to go to the he has to get the tractor to go to the mailbox for all the packages that Granny has. Oh my God, it's so funny. All right, we're going back in with where is it? Circular stream since plop it in the middle. And I'm not worrying about what's on my plate. We're just gonna plop it in. We're coming back in with blue. Hey Paula K. Hey Paula K, we got a channel we need you to subscribe to. I know you subscribe. You always go in hard for the channels and then share. And y'all share the channel, especially if you read and go on the website and look at all the stuff and you resonate with what's going on. Do share it with a young mother or like a parent that maybe needs some help in having that conversation with their kid, right? Because like I said, my grandkids, they already know. You don't have to go to college if you don't want to. And you don't necessarily have to go to college to learn business either. I'm just saying. But you do have to learn. You have to apply yourself. And I like the fact that Tiffany is having real conversations with the kiddos about where they are, where they want to be, and that works. That works it. So Tiffany's gonna come over here and hopefully We'll have her, let's say, a female who was pregnant with this child. It's been 3 years. Ooh, wait. Prayers for my second youngest mindset and ask the Lord for the creator of the universe to tell the baby to stay away. He is dangerous man with baggage. Oh, on his record. He assaulted female who was oh, okay. We will definitely be praying about that. That's a lot. I'm gonna take the back of this paper right here. That kind of got me a little bit. See, empathy. I remember I'm a member of Navy Federal, and Navy Federal had card had when when debit cards came out. The first set of kids, was trying teaching them money. But let me tell you something. You can't teach what you wasn't taught. Like I had to go through a lot of bad learning bad, like having bad credit, learning like all the things why it's important. So now I could have that conversation now, but then, and what made me really realize that I didn't teach it. It wasn't going to the top floor with the kiddos was this is where it was. I was in the store and Joshua asked for something. And I was like, I don't have no money for that. That was my main to go to. I don't got no money for that. So Joshua says, well, write a check. Got a lot of checks in your checkbook. And I was like, I remember looking at him and I was like, that's not how that worked. And he's like, what you mean? So we had to have a conversation was when you write a check, you got to have money to cover the check. And so he was like, Um, okay, well, you said it take some days for the check to get to the bank. Well, you can write the check today and then won't you get paid on Friday? That's like 3, 4 days, right? I was like, oh Lord, I could not be mad at the child because he listened at what I said. He took the concept of it and basically said, well, you can write the check today and then the money will be in there. Let's say this was Monday. You write check on Monday. The money gonna be there on Friday. You get paid because I got paid every Friday. So in his he kind of took away my power of I don't have money for that. He kind of took away the power of that. And then the next thing I did, and I was like, well, I'll give you $50 tomorrow. Then when tomorrow would come, and he'd be like, "Hey, can I get that $50?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll give you $50 tomorrow." And then after about 3 days of me saying that, and he was like, "Well, is tomorrow ever gonna come?" So the joke was over because once he called me on it, it's like, "Okay, you got it." But as long as I could get away with that, I'll give you $50 tomorrow. I walked it out. I walked with it. We laugh about that a lot now. But at the after he realized, he's just like, wait, so you was never gonna give me $50? I said, yeah, tomorrow. And then he's like, but tomorrow never comes. I was like, yeah, it does. And you have hope that tomorrow you might get $50. Joshua just later on after he got grown, he said that was some BS. I say actually it was, but hey, whatever psychology worked, I used it to my advantage. I didn't say it was right. I did not. Oh, I don't have no water in here. I can't do that. I was going to use my stamp with the acrylic, but I'm using my thing for something else. But I'm going to flop this over there. Oh, hold on. Oh, there it is. I was going to say where's all my stuff? Monique, did I say hey to you? Can't remember. Feel like I saw swollen, didn't speak. That'd be very rude of me. Look at that. I'm gonna flop that right over there because how do you like it? With it on the top or on the bottom? It's like I don't know. Let me do it. I'm gonna prepare this year for October for my anniversary in gel printing. I feel like I need to do that. Feel like it. feel like it. Okay, I like the flowers on top first. See how fast I answer. See how fast? You got to do it so you can know. Or I don't know. I kind of like it. I don't know. Maybe it needs to be another color. Maybe. I don't know. What y'all think? That's pink. I like that though. No, no. We like it. We're not gonna worry about it. We're gonna keep it moving. We're not gonna let it. I don't know. Let's put it on over there. And this one, we're gonna let that dry a little bit, just a little bit. But look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Gonna let it dry a little bit. Or should we? No, hold on. No, we're not. We not. We not. I'm not. I lied. My puppy. My bad, Blake. I'm sorry. Blake said, "Wait, you doing too much." I spent that chair around real fast. He just like, hold on, you doing too. All right, now let's let that dry a little bit together on there. Now I like that. So that way I don't have to do a pool color. I like that. I like that. That's beautiful. Get that. Whoop, whoop. Got another one over here. Mm, let's see. Got some paint on there. A little bit, maybe. I don't think none left. Nope. No worries. Let's put that over there. Got one more plate. I think we got something on the other plate. Oh, y'all, check this out. I found out now I can have Wally World delivered to the house. That just made life a little bit more. I don't have to go in there either. Ooh, let's pull that off because I don't like that glare that's in there. Because y'all, I like that paint. Eddie threatened me with a good time with it. Oh, it left an impression on there. We got some yumminess left on the plate. We not mad. But look at that. Isn't that pretty? Oh, look at this shimmer, which is the metallic orange. That's that metallic burnt orange, actually. And the pink. So that's what we're gonna do. That's where the orange and the pink kind of came together for me. I kind of liked it. So we got flowers on there, so let's go back with no. Let's see, do we have some metallic? Trying to use up. Uh, gonna use this one. See what we get. What kind of store is Wally World? I can't. I don't want to say it. Somebody put it in chat because I don't want it to be popping up on my feed. And brayer that off. Oh well. My brayer needs to be cleaned. I was having the same problem P was having. I guess my brayer said you ain't used me in a while. Left all that daggone paint build up on me. Julie, it's a nickname for a shop. Karen doesn't want to advertise. Yeah, I don't at all. But I must say sometimes they're just like that A store. I mean you just gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. I don't like going in it. Everybody have on their pajamas all the time. I remember when they came out when like way in the 80s when I became aware of them. 80, I think it was 88. Yeah, because that was when Portia was born. And I thought it was like no lines, no waiting. It just was just like, oh, but somewhere over a span of time, that was not clear. What was that? I thought that was clear. Got to be more careful. It was not. No worries. Yeah, but it took my image off that plate just that fast. And it cleaned off. We're gonna let that stay over there. Yeah, I thought that was oh, I got them mixed up. Thought it was this one. These little pearlized ones, but it wasn't. Blake, stop. But we still got a little wiggle wiggle in there. It just kind of covered it up. No worries. We'll put some paste over it and still turn it into a beautiful card. It'll still be cute. Sam Walton died. His daughter's a good one though. Yeah, it just kind of went to hell in a handbasket, I think. But that's just my personal opinion. We're talking about emotional intelligence. I own my words, my thoughts. Sometimes it comes out and I have to retract. But y'all know you can't take back what you've already said. Um, but I just don't like the direction of where it is now. I mean, it works for somebody. Somebody. It's working for them. They still making money. I just my reasonings when it first like in the beginning it was a great thing, but how many later on when you saw the downfalls of these big superpower stores, mom and pops, there were no more mom and pop stores, and like being here in my little hometown, it a lot of mom and pop stores closed down. Had to go. So that's just how it was. And I mean, it is what it is. Again, it is what it is. That's all I can say. It is what it is. Oh, that's the same color. Can't use that. Or do we not? Well, and it gets you in a. You talk about emotional intelligence. If you don't have your own thought process and who you are and your core values, the world will tell you who you are and when you need to go, when you need to do, what you need to do. You won't even have any kind of um thoughts of your own. Like commercials, the marketing of it all tells you when you hungry. Oh, you're not hungry. Oh, here's a nice Whopper. Don't you want Burger King, McDonald's? Like in the beginning, we liked all this stuff because it put us ahead of things. I mean, now, but when you think about it, let's think about it. Let's think about it. Walk with me a little bit. When you think about the thought process of everything that you have available at your fingertips right now. You know what's going on in every state. You know what's going on in another country. It doesn't take a week for a telegram to get there. You got FaceTime, you got emails, you got instant messages, you got all of this stuff that's just right there at your fingertips, right? And back in the day, we didn't have access to all of this. We didn't know what was going on in another state, another country. We didn't. So now you have a lot of thoughts. You got a lot of input, a lot of um, what stuff to in your face, just in your face constantly. Especially if you're on the scroll. If you get on the scroll committee, you won't do laundry, you won't eat. The next thing you know, you're trying to figure out why you're about to pass out. You're like, oh shoot, I didn't eat because you're on the scroll committee because it's either funny, it's intriguing, or it's something. It's just too much. It's overload at times, right? And so when you think about emotional intelligence, it's good for you to know who you are. So therefore, when they continue to put all of this stuff up there, right? Like they'll tell you, well, don't pay attention to what's going on in the world, Jay, right? Well, you need to pay attention because people who do not pay attention, or when people don't pay attention to you, or people don't pay attention to other people. Let me put it this way. Um, when people are not paid attention to, that can kind of relate to they're not being loved. So if you don't pay attention to somebody, oh shoot, I need to put paper down. Mariah, you're not yelling. I don't hear you. Oh, Lord. Sitting up here and I got talking. But when and if they don't hear you say, I think it might be too late, but oh well. I just want some of this on this paper. If you don't respond in kind to them, then they don't feel like you love them. And it could be that you just not you just didn't hear them, or you over here scrolling, right? That could be what it is. But it doesn't mean that you don't love somebody. It just means that, oh my bad, I wasn't paying attention. That's pretty. And I think one of the reasons I believe compassion, it kind of begins with paying attention. Like you need to pay attention to people because many people interpret attention as love. Like you're not paying attention to me, you don't hear me, you don't see me over here kicking and screaming in the grocery store, on the floor. I mean, think about it. When a child is excited about something, what do? They run to you and they be like, look at me. I want you to see me. I want to be seen. And then it matters to them. But as adults, we're not much different. We all want to feel seen. Like we have YouTube channels. I'm not over here because I don't want y'all to see me over here slapping this paint on this paper. I want y'all to see me. I want you to hear me. My presence matters, right? But when people go for long periods without receiving that kind of attention, some of them, they feel like you don't care. They begin to interpret that experience as I'm not loved. And then next thing you know, or you have sometime when kids, when they get too much. And then when they're not getting it, then next thing you know, they feel like, oh, well, you don't like me, you don't love me. And it's like, wait a minute, what one got to do with the other? It doesn't. So I don't know. It's just one of those things. Emotional intelligence. You got to know what you want, right? You got to know what you want, know who you are. So when stuff not going your way, you don't take it personal. And this is why I said earlier, when you have your emotional intelligence in check, you can give the other person the greatest gift of empathy is by doing what? Paying attention, looking at them, not interrupting them. I think the worst thing somebody can do, if I'm talking to you and you're trying to talk while I'm talking to you, I'll just shut up because it's like, well, you got more to say about it than I do. So hold on. Then when you got all the questions, I'd be like, okay, you ready now? Right? But the greatest gift you can give another human being is your undivided attention. Because attention does what? It's like the little kid in the store. Hey, you see me? You hear me? Do I matter to you? Am I invisible? Like my dear say, you see me? So, and then emotional intelligence also lets you know if hey, I got a boundary up right here, Dan. This is not, don't want to do this. It's okay to say that too, but you have to know what you want. You, I feel like me personally, over here, Karen, you know, Karen McCoy, I personally feel you can't tell somebody how to love you if you don't know how to love you. If you don't know how to love you, if you don't know what color paint is your favorite, then I'm gonna use whatever color I want. And then I don't want you to be like, well, I don't like that. Well, what color you want? Well, I don't know. Well, then don't complain about the colors I'm using. That's how that kind of go. But when you know, like we already know, everybody that knows Cookie Wookie knows pink ain't her favorite color. She will not. Eddie don't want to have pink. Eddie tell you quick. Don't come over here on my live talking about pink. I don't got it. Closest I got is magenta. Right? Emotional AI intelligence versus physical intelligence. What is what is that? Is question. Is that a question you're saying? Gotta go. All right, Becky, see you later. Thank you for hanging out. Oh, uh, I love these two colors together. I'm just saying. I changed my mind a few times what my favorite color was when I was growing up. Yeah, but Julie Parker, I bet you if I ask you, Julie, what color you want me to use? I bet you can give me some colors. Adrian, she gonna give me orange. Amy K, she gonna give me green. Like, you know, what is the difference? What is the difference in emotional intelligence and physical intelligence? Is that what you're asking? Because I think for emotional intelligence, physical intelligence, are you asking me, um, well, first, physical intelligence? I don't know. I'm not, I don't know. I have to think about that one. I might have to ask AI. I might have to ask Miss Google. But physical intelligence, see, when you're talking physical, we're talking about a tangible thing, like a tangible physical. Like, do I have enough intelligence to say that I like this or I don't like this? And the difference between the two is emotionally, I have to make an emotional decision or whether I do like this physical product or not. And I think that kind of goes along. What's that? Okay, I got you. All right, y'all got to be most clear on this. Now, Monique, what do you mean? What's that? What are we? What's that? Because I be done went buy some things by the time I look down and check. I need to know. I got what Topeka is saying. And so emotional intelligence, I feel like you still have to know who you are, what you are in order to make a physical, to have a physical. Because physical is like physically putting yourself in the situation. So I feel like you've already made a decision of what you want. So again, that's emotional. But physical is okay. Well, I don't. Do I want to go on this trip, or do I want to go over for Thanksgiving dinner? You're physically putting yourself in a situation. And Monique, I need you to be more clear about what's that. What's that? Tell me what that is. All right, we're gonna pull this up and take a peek. And my stencil popped. Cause y'all know when you got these stencils and the paint grab hold to it, and I pulled it up like I did. And it popped right there. But you finna see me still use it. I just go from the top, from the bottom to the top to the bottom. I know my refrigerator gonna be like, when the kids leaving? Cause that refrigerator be open so much now. Okay, I'm waiting on clarity on some tinks. On some tinks. Just some tinks. Do we got it? No. My first favorite color was yellow, then I realized that wearing yellow made me Yeah, yellow can be, it's not for everybody. I think the darker your skin tone is, the more the yellow is gonna go up. All right. Okay, I don't got it yet. So, and hopefully, Topeka, did that make sense? You asked me what's the difference. I don't think there is a difference in, I personally, but again, I would have to go down the rabbit hole, but as right off the top of my head, emotional intelligence versus physical intelligence. I just feel like the physical is the thing that our emotions can make us sick. People look at you in a weird way. Do she know anything? Can we trust her or listen to her? Is that what you're saying about physical intelligence? Oh, okay. Monique was talking about physical intelligence too. Physical intelligence, Monique, is beyond the diagnosis. That's physical. You are giving people a physical, a tangible, like I said, a tangible way to move beyond the diagnosis. That's what that is. When I ask that question, the difference, yeah. I just want to make sure, because when you think about physical, it's a physical, yeah, it's physical. So like we were talking about beyond the diagnosis. Beyond the diagnosis is Monique. Monique is the author of Beyond the Diagnosis because she was diagnosed with MS. So the physical is MS. Beyond the diagnosis is emotional, the emotional intelligence. So they kind of go together. So there is no difference. They go hand in hand. The physical is what we put on ourselves, the fear, the anger, and all of that. The emotional intelligence is how do we handle the fear? How do we handle the anger? How do we handle the diagnosis now? That I hope that's a good way to kind of lump that together. I hope that's it. I hope that made sense. The scrappy crafter. How are you? What are we working on today? We working on gel printing at this point in time, slapping paint on this paper. Oh, that is so beautiful. Look at that. Would you just look at that? Mm. I love that. I love them two colors together. So I know I'm finna ride out and it's finna be empty. And the next thing, I'm going to be getting me another toolbox, y'all. Not to January. I mean, not to July, though, because remember, we've used up all of our funds. All right, let's put this over here and let this dry a little bit. We're going to let it dry a little bit. We ain't got time to let it dry a lot. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. We can make it if we try. Just a little bit. Did y'all see people Bryson died? Can we say that on here? Am I supposed to say unalive? All these platforms with all these rules. Okay, now I got that right there. Now watch this. Watch this. So you see this right here, circular streams. Now I'm gonna put this down here. I'm going in with Cookie. Close your eyes, cause I'm going in with pink. Going in with pink. Pink, pink, pink. And I'm going in with rose pink. Oh, God, that's a nice one. Ah, so nice it don't want to come out. We we're still collecting. Sophia gave me a good idea. I think it was Sophia or Lizette. One of them gave me a good idea with using them, how to use them and make them into what's that? Whatever that stuff is. All right, now I'm not gonna use this as a flop off. Let's see, are we in frame? Put that over there because I don't want all that on my. I'm gonna take this. Perfect. Perfecto. And just flop it off over here because that's what I want. You have to know what you want. That's the negative. That's the positive, and I wanted the negative. No lines. No lines. That girl done start whistling again. I guess that means she's counting down the time for me to get off live because usually she started doing all the most. I got to go. Lines. So to answer my question that I had earlier is how do you like it? With the lines on top? I mean, with the circles on top or with the flowers on top? And I couldn't really tell with the other one that I did. I like the flowers on top of the circles. I like it this way. I do. I like it this way. I do. And then we had the three colors that have become my colors. These three, these two, and then I added the pink. All right, and so we got this one over here. Now, hold on, I might still have time to get a little bit of this. A little bit, not a lot, a little bit. A little bit. Do, 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 do. It's a great way to work out your mindfulness. You just breathe in, breathe out as you rub on it. Look at that. Is that not beautiful? And we're gonna let that dry a little bit. We're gonna let it dry a little bit because I like all of this around here. I like everything that's on here. Everything that's around there. So we'll see if it adheres and if it was enough paint over there. I don't know if it was enough. It might be, it might not. But we want all of that off. And it isn't. I can tell the way it's lifting up. So no worries, no worries. All right, let's put this one over there a little bit because we're gonna pull it up. Like say, if you don't stop making all that noise. All right, let's look at that one. Yep. See, this one didn't have enough paint on it. Didn't have enough paint on it. But we got the center because we was talking. That's the one where I was talking. So now I'm gonna leave that. And let's see what color is under there. Um Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try my best to put the flower, put the circles over it and just let it be like another stencil on top. Because what's on the plate first is what you're gonna see first. So now let's put this down and what color? Uh, let's change blues. This one is a fluorescent blue, which is a semi transparent. I have to put some more because I want more over there. Yeah, we'll need more. There we go. There we go. And then put paint all over here. So when I put the black paper down, it's gonna, again, we got paint on it. All right, now I got this one. I'm gonna flop off on this paper we already had over here. Just gonna pick it up. We like that. That's pretty. Kind of just flop it down. No worries. Gotta go. All right, see you later. What time is it? Okay, cool. All right, now I got that. See if we can get some more and just hopefully it's enough to put some more on this side. Just a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. Cool. So that way it doesn't have to be left out. We didn't want to leave it out. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. All right, let's put that one over there and let it dry. And this is fluorescent blue right here. I think I might have missed the window again, but we're gonna see what we get. Put her down, put her down. When you're using the black paper or any paper for a pool color, the thing you do, you gotta get your paper down. Don't be lollygagging. Um, ooh, that is pretty. Look at that. Oh, that is beautiful. I like that. Y'all see that? Put it over there. We're gonna get these lights together one day. We're gonna have studio lighting, y'all. Where the light gonna come from the side, and y'all not gonna have to see my light overhead. We're gonna let that one dry a little bit and see what we get. All right, let's pull this other one out. Okay. Not mad at it. Not mad at it at all. It's perte. It's very much, as they say, it's very much so beautiful. All right, so it looks like it does look like a tapestry. It does. That's why I think I love this stencil. As you can see, it's got a lot of paint on it. It has a lot of paint, a lot of paint on it. We're going in. So we're almost done with this. Hit it in some spots because I'm coming back in with another color. What's wrong, buddy? Are you done? Are you ready? He like, I'm ready to go potty. He's been real good about going to the going to the door. Oh, excuse my paint, y'all. Paint was very rude just then. All right. It's gonna be a little different because it's on black paper and I use black paint. And don't be hanging around with this right here because it doesn't like to be smashed on. But look at that. Now, for those that like to color with color pencil or like a plain palette, this is one of the things where you can come back and go in, with the thing. I'm back, had to water my butterfly bushes at the right time of day. Butterfly bushes. I have some butterfly bushes. Is it what color are yours? I think that's what that is. That's what my uncle called them, butterfly bushes. But welcome back. Welcome back. Is there a color teal doesn't look good with? I don't know. I feel like teal looks good with everything. Do you need to go out? Because you over there making that noise. It's a little annoying. Just a tad bit. Just a little bit. I can let you outside. All right. Now this we're gonna come in with some metallic. That's a lot of paint. Just get her down. It's a lot of paint. Just get her down. It's okay. That's a lot of paint. It is so much so. I think we're gonna have to put some on another plate. That was a lot of paint. No worries. Worry. I'll let you know how much paint it was. Got it over there. Yeah, he gonna have to go outside. Two things finna happen. Hold on. You gonna sit down right there and wait for me? Okay. 'Cause this metallic, I need to get this paper down. He said, I'm gonna sit at the door and wait, but you better hurry up. Look at that. Oh. Now you can also flop off, so you can take this off. I could have just took it off and flopped off, but I'm ready. So peekaboo, I'm not ready. Coming back in, we're gonna put a little bit more on there. And this is light blue permanent. So it actually isn't teal, it's light blue permanent. Just wanted to get in some of the holes. Now I think I might be ready. Ready? Steady. Are you ready? What's going on? I like that. All right, we're ready. Pull that up. And I'm gonna flop this off over here because we got all that paint that's on that paper. Move fast. Get this down. And I think that's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be very much so beautiful. Oh, look at that. So you see, look at I love the way I did this yesterday. I didn't think I was going to be able to do it again, but see how the black I put it on there and the black sits on top? Like it makes you even it makes it look like the stencil is still there, but it's not. Love that. Oh, so that and then we might get some more off. So let's put this one over here. All right, let me let this puppy out. We don't want him tinkling on our floor. Are you going out? No? Oh, he's sitting down fine. He look like he fine. Beautiful. Look at the wiggle wiggle. That's beautiful. All right, let's pick that up. There we go. And see about putting that on pink piece of paper. Is that now that's pretty. The plate, the gel plate is a little yellowish, but that's gonna be pretty when it comes up. That's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be almost kind of like this one, but with a different color. Because this one was done on purple paper, that one was on red paper. They just turned out so good. Now, let's put this one back. We got an empty plate. Nope, we're gonna pull this one off. Nope, we gotta put that one. We want that one to dry a little more. Where's my circles? Baby, I'm ready. I don't know that song. I feel like I need to get the right words because I don't feel like I'm saying the right words. I'm just making it fit. Because after hanging out with Crystal for a whole weekend, told y'all she had me sing everything is a song. That girl knows she can bring the words out and be like, wait, what song is that? Or a movie. Or it was either a song or a movie. Okay. Let's see, where do we go put this on? We're gonna plop this on over here. And I'm gonna go up there. There we go. Boom. Okay, so I can answer another question. I like the colors. So the flowers, the cherry blossoms, I like the circles on top of the cherry blossoms here because of the color. And it's not overpowering. So I guess there's different ways. So, when you do your gel printing, if you want to ask yourself a question, because y'all know in the beginning when I started, I didn't ask myself no questions. I just like, let's do this, let's do this, let's see what happens. But now we do intentional pulling and we see what we like and what we don't like. And see what color. There we go. All right, where we at? Oh yeah, it's time. Get ready, get off here. Okay, so team replay. Let's go team replay. Because team replay. Thank you for being in team replay. I do appreciate your support. I do love when you're here in the live, but I do appreciate you being on Team Replay. So, Team Replay, if you are watching and you keep coming back and you're just like, oh, hey, I like this girl. I like what she says and what she does. And then she, she kind of slapped me and then slapped me with some paint. And you haven't subscribed to the channel, do hit that subscribe button, that bell notification all, so that when I do go live, you'll be notified. Hopefully, YouTube is still doing it, right? They're letting you know. Hopefully, y'all get a notification 30 minutes before I go live. So that way you can come and hang out. Now, when I go live early, it still should give you a notification that says, oh, she live. All right. No, that's all right. I'm not feeling it. I put it on white paper. I don't know why. But it's okay. Pull it up, start over again, slap the stencil back out, slap the one that makes you happy, put her down, and let's put some pink. Close your eyes, Cookie. Cookie's emotional intelligence. She just don't want to do pink. She will, but she don't want to. She'll close her eyes. There we go. We're gonna do this again a little bit. Not a lot, but what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take, because I don't like the print I just did. No problem. Boop boop. Pop it over the top, put some love on it, rub it out a little bit. Don't rub too much because it doesn't like to hang around. Boom. There we go. I like it. I like it. And I got the flowers and the dots in the back. Now, let me tell you something else about this right here. Once this paint dries, once the acrylic paint dries and it get good and dry, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm going to spray it with my homemade RIT dye that has some mica powders in it, because we made our own homemade RIT dye that now includes mica powders. Which one is it? I can tell because it literally shimmers. Yeah, there it is. It shimmers. And I'm going to spray it because it's on white paper, right? And then that's the white paper is going to receive the ink and it's going to dye it. Very, very fun. Very, very fun. Very fun. Okay. And the other thing I want Team Replay to do, if you are still here, there is a link that's pinned in the chat. It's pinned now on the bottom, or is it on the top? Where's that? Where's it pinned? Because I don't see it over here. I don't see it at all. But it's pinned. Hopefully it's pinned. Hopefully, can y'all see it being pinned? Do y'all see that it's pinned? It's on the bottom? Okay. I don't see it. I don't know, but over here on this screen, I don't see it. But anyway, there's one that's pinned. Do click on that and then subscribe to Tiffany's channel. She's growing her channel, and her channel is to help young people know that they can become CEOs and entrepreneurs, that they can learn how to live life without having to be going on a job. They can learn how to be a young CEO, purpose beyond money, all the different things, right? Learn how hard work works out, becoming. They learn stewardship and responsibility, some things I wish I was taught as a child, instead of, some of the things I was taught. But hey, we can't go back. We know now. And as a young CEO, so you go over there. Tiffany only needs 8 more subbies to hit a, oh, great, great, 8 more. So it's 27 of y'all in this chat. I know some of y'all have already subscribed, but if you're on Team Replay and you haven't subscribed, do join us over here in helping Tiffany grow her channel. I do appreciate it, because young CEO, what if you don't fail? Like the things that she's teaching children already is amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. One of the videos I like was the one that was talking about integrity. Did y'all know what the word was like when you were 7, 8 years old? Integrity. Did you know, maybe spelling word, but did you know what it was? Like actually walking out integrity. I mean, some of us still have problems with integrity as an adult. I'm just saying, every now and then I feel like, hey, I maybe don't want to do this, or I maybe don't want to do that. Maybe. Lavender with gold mica powder in it. Lavender. I don't have lavender. I had to use the colors I had. Julie Parker. If you cannot find the pinned post, boom, there it is. Cookie put it in the chat. Click on that. Let me tell y'all something. When people send their children to my house, I don't understand why we gotta have phone calls all the time. And then if I tell them no, like, leave me alone. Leave us alone. We over here, we're busy. They out there creating. They outside painting, as a matter of fact. Right now, painting, doing their thing. There's lots of people lacking, and they are in charge right now. That's it. That's Mariah's emotional intelligence. She's in the grocery store kicking and screaming. I want what I want. And that's where a lot of us are right now. We are. We want what we want. And it's okay. It's okay. Now let's slap this on here real quick. And it's gonna be the last one. And we're gonna ride out. At least it'll be the last one I'm on the live with, but I'll still be raring because I had to recover from teaching a 9-year-old how to make a cover for her junk journal. Now she wants to learn how um to sew in signatures. Y'all pray for me. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best. I am. I'm gonna do my best. But I know there's parts of me that's probably gonna be like, hey, because here's the thing that gets me. When I'm talking, she likes to talk over me. And I was like, well, do you know how to do it? And she's like, no. I was like, well, why are you talking? She's like, well, isn't that what you said? I was like, yeah, but why you gotta talk? So as I'm saying, you put your signature right here. Okay, and then she's like, okay, well, put my signature right here. And so the next step, then she'll start out by saying, okay, put my signature right here. I was like, no, that's not the next step. That was that step. So in her mind, I am trying to let her talk it through. So then I'll ask at the end when I get finished. I'll be like, okay, all right, that stencil came off. And look, we gotta get that stencil off because that's metallic paint. Um, then I'll ask her, do you understand what I'm saying? And if they say yes, I'll be like, okay, well, explain it to me. Because I don't want to move forward unless she understands what we've done. And most of the time she'd be like, okay, well, I don't understand. And then instead of saying, well, if you just be quiet and let me tell you what to do, I can't do that. I have to gentle parent and be like, well, okay, well, let's watch, let's listen and look first, and then let's try to do it. Right? I'm learning better. I'm getting better. I'm trying to tell you. I'm not really happy about it all the time because I'm not used to teaching. Y'all, I told y'all I don't feel like I'm a good teacher, especially little people. Okay, we got that off. And paint all over my hands. But don't when you get your paper your stencil on there, if it gets stuck, then just don't pull it off. But mine wasn't stuck, so I could pull it off. But you just sometimes you have to put it in water and go and give it a bath and just surrender it and let it go. All right, we hold on, we're gonna put some blue. Let's put some blue down. There we go. Ooh, I like it. Oh, look at that. These are gonna be pretty when they come off. I really like that pink and blue and that metallic orange. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay. All right. There we go. Teaching is difficult, which is why I admire a good teacher. Amen, Paula K. And here's the other thing. This is when I feel like you're a good teacher, is if you can teach somebody else what I've taught you. So that's why I'm going to let the 13-year-old teach the 9-year-old how to sew the signatures in. And I'm not going to even be in the room because I don't want her to feel pressured and asking the question, well, am I doing this right? I want her to just do it. And she's going to teach her how to do one signature. And if she has any questions, then she'll have to come and get me. But I don't want her to feel like I don't trust her to do it. So I'm going to leave them in the studio for her to teach her how to do a signature. And that way that'll let me know if I need to, hone on my skills of teaching. Because y'all know my emotional intelligence over here, we working on it. We working on me. I'm not working on somebody else. I'm working on being a better me. Right. And I feel like when I show up as a better me with joy and peace in my own life, then that way when I show up, then I show up as a happier person. I like this one. I must say, this one I think is my favorite. I like the way that blue just picked up that orange. That's going to be very, very, very beautiful. We're going to let that dry, so I'll leave that one. All right, let's see. We got any more? Nope, we got the other one is empty. Did we do that one? No, that one's drying. So everything is drying. This one we're going to spray. All right, we did ending. Ending. Everybody that hasn't subscribed to Tiffany's channel, do go hit that subscribe button. Cookie Wookie put it in the chat. Becoming a young CEO. Do go over there and help her grow her channel so we can get the word out to becoming a young CEO. We do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. I thank you in advance. Thank you for hanging out. And I'll see y'all around the tube. Probably see most of y'all tomorrow at over at PMR Studio. And remember, we got new designs out. This was mine. And then you go over and grab your designs. Hey, come on. Hey, Blake, come on. All right. I'll see y'all later. Bye.